less is more. This is the overall idea that oftentimes a minimalistic approach to things is more effective than something grand, bold, or even something that took any level of effort. In damn near every regard, this feels like a phrase that goes against literally everything we've known our entire lives. Don't believe me? Well, I came up with a few examples of some. Work hard and try your best and you can't fail. You have to succeed. Flood the market and eventually something has to pop off. Bigger is way better. You can't satisfy your girlfriend with that little ass dick. I fucking wrote that. What am I talking about? Guys, I wrote that like a week ago and I just started recording. Yes, I know. I'm a lazy nigga. I know. I realized this already. Don't know why I put that in there. Honestly, I don't even know why I try with these long, extensive intros anymore. Literally, I lost like 20% of you guys already. No joke. Take more than 15 seconds to get to the point and y'all start clicking off like I told y'all that you guys are the 1,000th visitor on this website and I got a prize for you guys. Anyway, where was I? Okay. But the phrase less is more starts to make a little bit more sense when you use it in a different context. Think about it like this. When there's less of something, there can be more of something else. When you spend less, you have more money. When you have less possessions, there's more space. This is the art of mystery and why it's so important. There are some things in life that are just better off as secrets. One of those things being your personal information, which is why I'd like to introduce you guys to the sponsor of today's video, Aura. There are few things that I hate more than random companies emailing and calling me about a service that I did not subscribe to. And we're living in an age where all data brokers need is basic information like your name to access a whole plethora of information, including your number, your email, and yes, even your personal address. Aura can easily identify these and submit opt-out requests on your behalf. The process of doing it yourself can be hard and quite frankly a little bit tedious. Why not just let Aura handle it for you? You can also use this to monitor your credit, manage your passwords, get antivirus protection, a VPN, Wi-Fi security, and more. You even get identity theft insurance. I personally just like how easy everything is, as well as the fact that it's a one-stop shop for basically anything digital protection, and all at one really affordable price. Go ahead and click on my link in the description or scan this QR code for a 14-day free trial, as well as a huge thank you to Aura for sponsoring this video. Unfortunately, we live in the era of people constantly obnoxiously fighting for other people's attention and trying so hard to stand out. It almost seems like the phrase less is more has become somewhat evanescent. But when things have been one way for so long, people want something new. It's why people can wear some baggy ass pants and it's now considered normal. And it's why shit like this, which obviously isn't good, can thrive for a while. It's also why in this sad, chaotic society where people have to hypnotize you into giving a fuck about things, people like Playboy Cardi, Jenna Ortega, and Keanu Reeves have some of the most solid, dedicated fan bases out there. The one similarity holding them all together is that they're all considered mysterious. Not that the infatuation with mysterious people is a new concept. Hell, we all grew up thirsting over these girls. I'm not gonna lie, I still do kinda got a thing for girls that I can't fully understand. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. But the point is, there's obviously something about mystery that captivates us. And not only captivates us, but is beneficial to us. And not just when it comes to people, but when it comes to anything, which is pretty much the premise of this video. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Why is mystery beneficial? The human mind is tricky. We always want instant gratification. We want immediate answers to the questions we have in our heads. And yet, there's something about not getting it immediately, as well as not getting it in the way that you anticipated it, that makes the end goal and the journey so worth it. But even knowing all of this, it's still natural for us to take instant gratification. After all, if I offered you the option of either $1 million right now or said you can have it at the end of the month if you're able to accumulate 50 push-ups every day, which one are you guys taking? Like, we can be honest here. Unless you're a Hustlers University mod or you work at the Salty Spittoon, you probably said that you'd take the $1 million now. And you're not wrong for that. You're gonna take the easy, quick route to get your money. But in a lot of scenarios, instant gratification just isn't really what you want. When you first start dating a person, obviously you're going to be curious about them. There's a lot of things that you're going to want to know. Sometimes people even take it to the extreme and go out of their way to stalk that person to try to get some answers early. So yes, I want to know things about you, but what I don't want is some dickhead chatting their asses off about themselves to the point where I don't even have anything to ask anymore. So what's the problem? I got all the answers to my questions instantly and then some. The problem is that the question and the end game is only half, or probably even less than that, of what makes an interaction special. Oftentimes, the journey is more fulfilling than the destination, so be okay with not knowing things until it's time to find out. Like many things on the internet though, being mysterious, or at least the aesthetic of it, fell victim to a front put on by a bunch of uninteresting assholes that do shit just because they think it's cool and without understanding why it works, why it's effective, or even why people do it, because newsflash, I don't think everyone should be fucking mysterious. Be your goddamn selves. But y'all know the type of dude that sits in the house all day posting statuses talking about
EBK, I stay to myself, trust nobody, nobody can get close to me, no one knows anything about me, niggas will snake you out here.
While ironically giving us clear insight about what's going on in their life and what they're thinking. Now guys, I love everyone. I want the world to succeed. I want everyone to do good in life. But fuck those people! So as I always preach, be yourself. There are benefits and shortcomings to any lifestyle. You have to be okay with not getting recognition while still understanding your value. Because while I do think there are benefits to being mysterious, things are definitely still easier for bold and charismatic people in many regards. Because I'm gonna be real with y'all, the mysterious successful people are freaking lucky. You gotta be willing to put yourself out there to even get a chance. But if you did want to use mystery to your advantage, make sure there's an initial pull. Because if we're being honest, the only thing that separates successful mysterious people from that weird nigga sitting in the back of the class wearing all black doing an uncomfortable pose, it's that we give a fuck about the mysterious successful people. Let's be real. If Jenna Ortega was just some random girl going to y'all school with no fame, none of y'all would give a shit about her. I know I would though, because if we're being real, I do have an eye for beauty, but that's besides the point. If you're trying to use mystery to your advantage but no one cares about you, then honestly you failed. But if you do have that initial pull that grabs people's attention, it's what you do with the attention after you get it that will truly leave your mark. But most importantly, speak more with your actions, not your words. Let other people do the promotion, but more importantly, let people speculate. The biggest example of this was POV. The year is 2020, and you're sitting in the house all day collecting unemployment checks and eating cheeseburgers, because unlike you for the next 10 months, McDonald's takes no days off. Every month a new artist comes out with a 15 minimum song album, and you're happy, you're like, yeah, new music to listen to. And then they drop a deluxe album. Okay, you already gave me 15 songs to listen to, but you know, I'll listen to it anyway, why not? Then he drops a deluxe V2 album. Alright, I don't want to listen to this anymore, please kill me. Then he drops a deluxe double meat patty on the works, double battered with cheese and tartar sauce. At this point, you'd rather listen to Fergie's rendition of the national anthem. And just when we thought we were gonna end the year fat, depressed, single, and with unhappy ears, on none other than Christmas of that year, we get Whole Lotta Red. The only goddamn album from that year that anyone talks about. I don't care what anyone says. And yes, I was one of the real niggas that liked it on day one. I don't care what anyone says, fuck you. And whether you think the album is good or not is up for debate. But we gotta address the elephant in the room. We waited for that album at that point for 2 years. In fact, for over a year, we only got one song from Playboi Carti. Not to mention that the album promo costed less than what Mr. Krabs sold SpongeBob to the Flying Dutchman for. Nah, but for real, they were just spray painting random shit. So why did this album eventually do so good? For a lot of reasons, really. It could be a whole video in and of itself that I'm not gonna make, by the way, but the main reason I think the album did so well is for 2 reasons. One being how reserved Carti is, and the other reason being that he makes music that a lot of people enjoyed. He barely did interviews or made public appearances, and it got people talking because when he did decide to make public appearances, he would be seen making, for lack of a better word, questionable outfit choices. And there would just always be something to talk about in regards to him. His album got leaked about 5 times, he got into a bunch of scandals with his girlfriend. He literally let the fans do the promo for him. Combine that with the fact that he has an obsessed, dedicated fan base that he just barely feeds any sort of music, and you've got yourself a successful album. Going back to what I said about using the initial pull and letting people do everything for you. Even when it dropped, there was something to talk about because the album sounded nothing like what anyone anticipated or even what we were promised. Still ain't forgive you for not dropping Pissy Pamper, but it is what it is. Another aspect of media that I feel like mystery adds a lot to is gaming. Once again, the state of gaming right now is something that a whole video could be done on, but I feel like most people that were born before 2007 could admit that gaming isn't what it used to be, and I feel like a huge part of that is the fact that the mystery factor has been taken out of games. There was a certain magic about not truly knowing the limits to games. It used to be so fun to speculate back before we were so quick to look things up on the internet. Sometimes before you even looked it up, there was a dude that spent more time glued to his chair than Stephen Hawking's telling you exactly what to expect from a game. Back then, you couldn't tell me that Waluigi wasn't a playable character in Super Mario 64, or Smash Bros, or Super Luigi on the Xbox One.
No, it's a me, Super Luigi, on the Xbox One. Wow!
I'll never forget the days of kids running around on the playground telling people that they could unlock Waluigi in Super Mario 64 by running around the castle 200 times. And granted, that kid was an asshole, I really went and did that shit. But it did add a whole layer of fun to games because we didn't truly know what the limits were, so it encouraged us to explore more. A complete juxtaposition from now, where the moment the game comes out, you have people speedrunning it in 9 minutes. I don't even know how that's possible. I'd also like to put into perspective that the most talked about and anticipated game was only confirmed to be in existence last year. Yes, I'm talking about GTA 6. Everyone's talking about it even though we know completely nothing. They didn't even have to put out a trailer to get people talking about it. This is simply due to the fact that Rockstar has been known to put out a good product every single time. So now they can afford to keep people in the dark. Like, we don't even have as much as a trailer or a logo on this game. Oh my god! I don't even know where I'm going with this anymore. I guess the overall point of this video is that the internet ruins everything. I'll just leave you guys with a fun fact. Did you know that you can play Donkey Kong on the iPhone X?
Hey, Donkey Kong on the iPhone X.